Welcome to Amplifying Leadership and Tip Thursday with Tara, where we share practical leadership tips and strategies you can apply immediately in your work and with your team. I am Tara Lehman, a partner, coach, and consultant at Twin Life Coaching and Business Services, of which Amplifying Leadership is a division. I hope to bring you some information or a key takeaway you can use to build, enhance, or grow your leadership skills with Tip Thursday with Tara. So today I'm going to kick off a month-long focus on my Tip Thursdays with Tara that can trip even some of those most experienced leaders up, and that is decision making. If you have ever spent hours or days, maybe weeks, stuck on a big decision, you know what I mean. You weigh the options, you ask for more facts and data, we overthink all the risks, and somehow we still can be stuck. So this month, I want to share some practical ways to make big decisions faster, and maybe the small ones too, without second guessing yourself or even feeling like you're taking a necessary risk. And today, I'm going to give you a tip that you could start using right away. Today, we're going to talk about deciding what is good enough before you make a decision. It could sound very simple, but it is also one of the biggest reasons leaders get stuck, which is the perfectionism is disguised as due diligence. We wait for perfect information, perfect data, perfect timing, perfect alignment of the stars. And while we're waiting, that decision, our motivation, our momentum, our timelines, they get delayed. Instead, we're going to define good enough criteria before you even look at the possible options for a decision. So you can ask yourself a few things, such as what outcome is sufficient to move forward? Not perfect, sufficient. What risks am I willing to accept? And what time frame do I have to make this decision? And with that last one, try not to move deadlines. Here's an example. So imagine you had to choose a vendor for a project. And we all do this. We could spend weeks comparing every possible option out there, going through who else can do it, chasing the perfect person. But if you define your good enough standard up front, perhaps you decide that the vendor has to meet 80% of the requirements. They must come within budget. They have to be able to deliver within a certain time frame. Then you can actually quickly eliminate options that just don't even meet those standards that you've set. And you can focus on the ones that do. So sometimes you'll find that right choice becomes obvious, or at least it's obvious enough that you can actually make a decision. Most big decisions are reversible or adjustable. So remember that if you feel like, what if I make the wrong one? Most times we can reverse, adjust, or we can even adapt. If your choice is not perfect, remember you can course correct later in most decisions. But if you decide never to make that decision, then guess what doesn't happen? Nothing moves forward for you. I recently had a client I was working with that was picking a CRM system for their small business, and they were trying to get that perfect system. So they were looking at all these vendors, and every time they saw a demo, they thought, this is missing this, or this isn't going to work, or here's a potential problem. And everything became paused, delayed. They even moved their implementation dates, which was not going to work for them because they didn't currently have a good system that was not functioning. So when we talked about what was good enough, they had selected a vendor and were implementing it quickly. Although that stress and indecision was gone just by deciding what was going to be good enough. So your first tip here for making those bigger decisions faster is really decide what does good enough look like. If you want to go deeper and learn how to apply this principle to your most critical decisions, I have created an exclusive post for my Inner Circle members on our Amplifying Leadership Circle Community, where I do walk through how to actually set those good enough criteria, evaluate some options quickly, and how to avoid the perfection trap as well. However, here on Tip Thursday with Tara over the next few weeks, I'm going to share some more strategies for speeding up smart decision making. So stay tuned and let's get ready to move forward with confidence on making decisions. That is our Tip Thursday with Tara for this week. If you or someone you know is struggling with leadership priorities to building strong, empowered teams, I'm here to help. Please visit our website for more information on our programs, community, coaching, and more at amplifyingleadership.ca, a twin life coaching and business services division. Until next time, remember, leadership matters.